all of this goes beyond artificial intelligence. It's Apple intelligence.
Apple's big developer conference was overflowing with cool new stuff. They showed off some fancy new Apple Intelligence, basically AI, plus a bunch of updates that make Apple's products even better. Apple's big thing with AI is keeping your info safe. They've put themselves into this comfortable position where they have universal software and powerful enough hardware to do all the AI processing on your device. It sounds too good to be true, right? Correct. All the Apple Intelligence features are only available on the highest end versions of their devices. So basically all the M series Macs, iPads with M series chips, and iPhone 15 Pros. And I was wondering, why not whole iPhone 15 lineup? Why only Pros? And then I remembered iPhone 14 Pro has basically the same hardware as iPhone 15. So they would also have to include those. And that's probably too many clients who are just satisfied with their smartphones and not buying new ones. But yeah, let's just say that it's all because we care so much about the privacy, right? And all the AI processing is done entirely on your device, except when it isn't. Elon Musk, on the other hand, disagrees and says outright on Twitter that if Apple introduces AI and the solutions offered by OpenAI at the system level, he will ban those devices in his companies. It also includes all the visitors. So Elon Musk takes the position that Apple's proposed solutions are an unacceptable security breach. But the question is, what these concerns are dictated by. I have a sneaking suspicion that Elon Musk is more saddened by the fact that Apple chose OpenAI as their partner rather than xAI's Grok. That being said, artificial intelligence from Apple is expected to appear this summer as part of one of the next beta updates. Now, you might be wondering why Apple insisted on calling AI Apple Intelligence, why they rebranded it, and what gives them the right to do that. Well, some of you know that all the things that we call AI in tech, they aren't actually artificial intelligence. It's still just a series of ones and zeros. Some even say that it's just a bunch of if statements. It's not that simple, but yeah, it's still just an algorithm. And what makes Apple's version of it different from others is that it's heavily based on Apple's ecosystem and your data. And there was already plenty of those AI-like features on your iPhone, like autocomplete on the keyboard or auto-adjusting colors of your photos. And now what makes it all different is the fact that we get all the new diffusion models, generative models, and large language models, and they get access to all the info you store on your device or on iCloud, like contacts list, messages, photo gallery. They can use it all to generate accurate responses, which makes Siri, for example, less stupid and maybe even useful. Just look at it in action.
Imagine that I'm planning to pick my mom up from the airport, and I'm trying to figure out my timing. Siri is going to be able to help me do this so easily. Siri, when is my mom's flight landing? What's awesome is that Siri actually cross-references flight details that my mom shared with me by email with real-time flight tracking to give me her up-to-date arrival time. What's our lunch plan? I don't always remember to add things to my calendar, and so I love that Siri can help me keep track of plans that I've made in casual conversation, like this lunch reservation my mom mentioned in a text. How long will it take us to get there from the airport? I haven't had to jump from mail to messages to maps to figure out this plan, and a set of tasks that would have taken minutes on my own, and honestly probably would have resulted in a call to my mom, could be addressed in a matter of seconds.
See, it's reading your messages, emails, calendar events. It's putting all those pieces together and becomes your personal assistant. And if the responses are fast enough and it's actually secure, I have to say, I cannot wait to give it a go. But then, Apple did get into some generative AI stuff, and I was surprised how far they went. Like, do you ever find yourself in a situation where you're typing something, or you want to react to someone's message, but there just isn't an emoji for that? There's this feature called Genmoji, which yeah, it lets you generate emojis. There are 3,782 emojis out there, but if you can't find the one, Apple will let you create a new one. You can literally type it in like a prompt, and the diffusion model will create it for you. There was something similar implemented into Google's Gboard a few years ago, where you could combine two existing emojis into a new one. You can even play with it if you Google Emoji Kitchen, but Apple's version actually creates a new one from scratch. There's also an app called Image Playground that will literally steal 90% of Midjourney's clients. You can generate images in a few different styles. I do like the fact that all the pictures they showed during the conference were easily identifiable as AI-generated content. There's definitely no mistaking it for real photos. But speaking of photos, they introduced an option called Cleanup to the default photo editor. It's similar to what we've seen already in Samsung and Google Pixels. I just wonder how they were able to circle that girl behind the group on this video. That's some video editing magic. There was also this function, I think it's called Rewrite, which basically lets you highlight any editable text and tell it to proofread, change the tone, or make some different adjustments to it. I'm pretty sure the moment Google injects something like this into Gmail, you'll never read an email written by a human being ever again. Also, if you're an Apple developer, there's good news. Xcode will be getting code completion tools. It's about time they caught up with Microsoft. But the excitement surrounding iOS 18 extends beyond AI. Users can finally customize app icon layouts, a long-awaited feature. You can also change their colors, make them dark mode or duotone to match your wallpaper and your style better. Cannot wait to see neon pink iPhones everywhere. Also, some of the updates to the control center. You can now make your own layout, add some widgets and change their size. I think getting more control over this is going to make me more satisfied with my smartphone. While the Photos app redesign may not be groundbreaking, the improved search functionality promises a more intuitive experience for navigating your photo library. AirPods Pro users also have a reason to celebrate. Apple introduces movement detection, allowing users to accept or decline a call with a simple nod. The Apple Watch Health app receives a significant update, offering a more comprehensive overview of user vitals. This feature is particularly valuable for those who track workouts and seek a clearer picture of their overall health. Now let's talk about the iPad Calculator app. Because it was such a meme that there was no official calculator app for an iPad, that people were cheering for it when they finally announced it.
We're bringing Calculator to iPad.
And I remember Craig saying that they will only do it if they can make the app great.
To do it, we would want to do something really distinctly great in that space, and I think it's obviously easy to create a calculator app, but creating one that feels like, wow, this is the greatest iPad calculator app, that it felt like. I think we want to do it when we can do it really, really well, and we honestly have just haven't gotten around to doing it great. So that day may come.
So were they able to make it great? I think so. It features math notes. It will use some of the AI capabilities to understand your handwriting and generate outputs to some very complex equations in real time. I think it was worth the wait. The new auto window tiling in macOS Sequoia is a huge update. It's something that Microsoft introduced in 2009 in Windows 7. It lets users seamlessly snap windows into place by dragging them to a specific corner of the screen. It's really handy, and I got used to it so much that I had to download the Rectangle app for my Mac. Now it finally comes as a standard feature. Now password management becomes effortless with the introduction of the Passwords app, available across all Apple devices. This built-in solution lets you store all your passwords in one place, which is useful if you don't want to have the same password to all your platforms and apps. And trust me, you don't. One time I shared my account with my ex, and a few years later, she was reading all my messages and stalking my location on Google Maps. Not the greatest feeling. But the real star of the show might be iPhone mirroring. This new continuity feature lets you wirelessly mirror your iPhone on your Mac. Notifications and audio become part of your Mac experience, and you can easily drag and drop files between your devices. It's like having your iPhone right there on your desktop, even if it's charging in a different room. Also, Apple began this conference with Vision Pro updates, but nobody cares anymore. But one thing that is exciting though is that Apple introduced a new format for three-dimensional videos. And with that, we learned that there are some new camera lenses for Canon and Blackmagic cameras. We also know that the next iPhones should have a new camera layout to let them record 3D videos for the Vision goggles. It could be fun, especially to record some travel vlogs or something like that, and let people experience those places in a completely new way. And that was it for now. I think it was one of the most important Apple conferences for a while. Let me know which feature is your favorite. Thanks for watching. I am Miles, you're now miles ahead, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.